In this video, I'm going to explain everything you need to do in order to have success in dropshipping in 2020. What's poppin', people? It's your boy the Beast of Ecom back with another video, dropping nothing but you already know, value bombs. So if you're going to be dropshipping this year, or you're considering dropshipping this year, then there are some important things you need to know in order to have success this year. Because let's face it, things have changed every single year with Facebook ads and with Shopify and those sorts of things. So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you everything and some important points that you need to know and need to understand for you in order to have success this year in 2020. So before I completely reveal absolutely everything, first thing you need to do for me is drop a like on this video. This is my first video of 2020, and if you do like this video, then it will bring you good luck. It doesn't cost you anything, you get some value from the video, and of course it will bring you some good luck as well. So drop a like on this video. Also, if you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button, drop the notification bell on as well, so that you stay up to date with all of my latest videos. First thing I want to do is debunk a myth, and I get a lot of questions from people saying, is dropshipping too saturated for me to get started? And the answer to that is 100% no. The Google trend to dropshipping has increased year on year on year, and yes, there are more advertisers than there ever have been. But when it comes to looking at e-commerce, okay, and the growth of e-commerce, because dropshipping at the end of the day is just a subsection of e-commerce. It's just a business model of e-commerce. E-commerce is increasing year on year on year. So dropshipping is just a small section of e-commerce, okay? And e-commerce will never be too saturated. There's never, going to be a saturation of products that are out there, because there's absolutely tons of niches to get into. There's tons of products to get into. There's tons of different ways and angles that you can use to sell a product online. So, dropshipping and e-commerce is never going to be what's called saturated. So if you're asking me when to get started or is it too saturated, the answer to that question is get started right now. There's never been a better time to sell products online. Now, yes, you do have to be a lot more creative nowadays than what you did have to be a few years ago, especially when it comes to, building your store, when it comes to your ad creatives, when it comes to videos, store building and those kind of things. But nevertheless, you can still make things work. Now, just to give you two examples, these are both students of my Ecom 2.0 course. The first one has done over £100,000, okay, which is about $130,000 in the first 6 days of January 2020. Bearing in mind, both of these guys are 100% dropshipping, okay. The second guy has done over $1 million, okay, on a 2.5-month-old store, and he's projected to do $1 million in January 2020. Like I mentioned, 100% dropshipping. So a massive question on a lot of people's minds is, what type of store should they be opening in 2020? Now, the three main ones that you can open is, of course, a general dropshipping store, a niche dropshipping store, or a one product store. So out of those three, which should you choose? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down and tell you which one you watching this video should open, because it very much depends on the experience that you have with selling products online. Now, don't get me wrong, every single type of store works, okay? General stores work, niche store works, one product store works. People are crushing it in all three. So, it's not like one is better than the other. It's just that you've got to make one of them work. All of them work, but not every single one of them will work for you. So let's break it down. If you have no experience with selling products online, you've never sold anything online, okay, at all, or, okay, you don't know which niche that you want to get into, okay, you're just completely confused, you don't know which niche to get into, and you've never sold anything online, I would recommend personally that you start a general store. Now, yes, you will still have to brand your general dropshipping store, okay? Don't call it and have the words deals in it, gadgets, offers, or shop, or those stupid names. Don't have those in there. You really still do have to brand it. Now, an example of a big general dropshipping store is inspireuplift.com. Now, another point with general dropshipping stores is you only need to have, 3 niches to 4, if that, on your store, okay? You don't have to have tons and tons of different niches, selling everything from, baby products to stationery to, cats products and all those sorts of things. You don't need them. Stick to 3 or 4 niches on your store. That is all you need. And again, it's going to give you that flexibility if you have never sold any products online or don't know which niche to get into. Now, if you have experience selling products online or you already know which niche you want to get into, then I recommend opening up a niche-based store, okay? Because you have that experience. Now, personally, me, if I open up a dropshipping store now, most of the time, pretty much 99% of the time, it's a niche-based store because I have experience online. And second of all, okay, I know which niche I'm gonna get into. Niche stores are still gonna give you a little bit of flexibility to be able to add in more products. So for example, if a product completely died out or you just want to test out new products within that niche, you've still got that flexibility there with a niche store. Finally, one product stores. Now, I only recommend you open up a one product store for a number of reasons. If you have experience selling products online, okay, or you already know which product that you want to get into and it's pretty much validated. A lot of new people come into the game and open up a one product store of a naff product like a phone charger or something stupid along those lines, and it takes a lot of time to build up a one product store. And what happens is when these people open up these one product stores, they get highly discouraged because the product just doesn't work out. So now you've bought a domain, you've got a logo built, and it's all around this one product that just failed, and it can be highly discouraging. That's why what I recommend is you either start a one product store when you validated the product through heavy research or you've got experience selling online. If you haven't, then I recommend you going with the niche based store or general based store, because then you're going to have that flexibility to be able to test new products without having to rebuild and completely rebrand a whole new store. Now, these are just my personal opinions, and there will be other people who will have different opinions, but from my experience and the students and people that I speak to on a daily basis, these are the best options that I recommend that you should take depending on what sort of experience that you have selling online. So to recap on that point, if you've got no experience or don't know which niche to jump into, start a general store. If you have experience or know which niche you want to get into, start a niche-based store. And if you want to start a one product store, make sure you've either validated the product through extensive research or you have experience selling products online. So what do you do with product selection when it comes to dropshipping in 2020? Well, the first thing you need to know is stop selling bad products. Dropshipping bad quality products in 2020 is a recipe for disaster. Any success that you do have selling these bad quality products will be very much short-lived. And what I mean by that is, of course, now Facebook have the Facebook page scoring system, which basically means that they survey a sample of the people who have bought the product from your website, and it's based on customer satisfaction, based on quality of the product, based on shipping speed. And if you're dropshipping bad quality products, all three of those are going to come back negative. If you get a bad feedback score from Facebook and it drops below a 2, what happens is you're then hit with a penalty, and all of the ads that you're running from that page basically just become retardedly expensive. Facebook will limit your ads reach, and also your CPMs will consistently creep up. So just avoid selling bad products. Now, I know what you're probably going to say is, okay, so how do I know if a product is a bad product or not? And that's a good question. Now, there's 3 things that you can do, and I personally rule out a hell of a lot of products, okay, if there's a ton of negative feedback around the product. So the first thing that you can do is, if you find the advert on your Facebook newsfeed, or it is on an ads tool or spy software, whatever it may be, okay, check out the post and scroll through the comments. And if you see people saying it doesn't work, ordered it broke, generally chances are the product is trash, okay? Another thing that you can do is check on AliExpress and the feedback for those. Check out the 1 stars. See what people are saying about the 1 stars. Is it consistently breaking? If it's about shipping, then okay, that's another kind of problem. But if some people are saying it arrived broke, doesn't work, trash, etc., again, that's another point. Final thing that you can do, okay, is check on Amazon. Go onto Amazon, have a look at a similar product, and again, do the same thing. Have a look at the 1 stars, see what the overall rating is. Again, if people are saying that the product's trash, it doesn't work, or all those kind of things, then it may be a bad quality product and you might not want to sell it. The truth is, a bad quality product will have more of a negative effect than slower shipping, okay? People are willing to wait for a good product. There's some big brands out there that I've personally purchased from, which are international. I'm here based in the UK, they might be in the States, they might be in Australia, and sometimes their shipping times, if they haven't got a fulfillment service in the UK, then sometimes it can take anywhere from like 7 to 12 business days to actually get the product. but I know that obviously they have the leverage of being a big brand and the quality is going to work. People are generally okay with longer shipping times as long as the product that they get is quality and it actually works. Now, to give you a little bit of a value bomb, if you are drop shipping and you haven't set this up already, make sure you set up a reassurance email flow, okay? And basically what that does is it's just going to reassure the customer basically on around about a week's basis, on a weekly basis, that everything is normal, okay? The product is still being prepared, the product is arriving, you know, it will take X to X days to arrive, just so that the customer knows what is happening. When I implemented this across all stores, it dropped our email tickets by about 30% because people want to know what's happening. People get spooked when they get a shipping email or a confirmation email and then they hear nothing else for weeks, okay? Now, if you've set up this reassurance flow that emails people on a weekly basis, okay, up to about, you know, maximum 4 weeks, it generally takes around 2 weeks on average for us for products to get to people. But, you know, if you're sending people an email on a weekly basis about everything is normal, then they don't have to email you. They know that this is totally normal. And like I mentioned, when you don't send anything at all to customers, that's when you start getting emails and that's when people start filing chargebacks and those kind of things. So to recap, don't sell bad quality products, okay? Second of all, make sure you check the comments to see whether it's actually worth selling the product. And finally, make sure you set up a reassurance email flow to reassure your customers that everything is okay. Also, if you are getting value from this video, then do just drop a like on this video. Doesn't cost you anything and it will bring you good luck for 2020. So the things you can do to help survive on Facebook this year is, one thing is increasing your average order value, okay? Increasing your AOV. The higher your AOV is, the more you can spend to acquire a customer, okay? Now, one thing that you can do to do this is obviously add in upsells. Now, I personally like to use Sweet Upsell. I'll leave a link for it down below. Another thing that you can use is, you know, one-click upsell, cart hook. There's loads of different, you know, softwares out there which basically you can add in an upsell, okay? So people are purchasing, you know, the exact same product but at a discounted price, or a related product at a discounted price, just to increase your average order value. Second thing you can do is try and increase your LTV, your lifetime value. Now, a lot of big brands out there really don't care about some of the rising costs because they know that their lifetime value is massive. Take for example, you know, Nike for example. When you buy a Nike product, generally you just start buying Nike trainers. It just works like that, okay? If you're an Adidas person, generally you just go for Adidas trainers. And they know that they can afford to acquire customers, in these brands out there, and especially consumable brands out there, can afford to, you know, and Ezra Firestone talks about this quite a lot, is, you know, a lot of big brands that are out there generally dumping their money back into Facebook, okay, to acquire customers at a loss or at a slight break even, because they know that their lifetime value, that they can make it up when they, you know, they run sales or those kind of things. It's a little bit different for a dropshipping store, but some things that you can do to increase your lifetime value is definitely focus on the emails that you are sending, okay? You can cross-sell in your confirmation emails. Sometimes what I like to do personally is put discount codes in, you know, confirmation emails, and we find that customers just purchase again, you know. And also any sort of emails that you can send around, obviously Black Friday is the obvious one, but you know, any sort of themed ones around Easter, Valentine's Day is coming up, you know, Mother's Day, those kind of things, to increase the lifetime value of the customer that you've already acquired. Finally, what you can do to increase your chances of having success on Facebook ads, especially when scaling, is trying to find products with a low break-even ROAS, okay? If your break-even ROAS is really, really low, it just means that you can, you know, scale a hell of a lot more while still retaining a lot more profit. I personally have products out there which I've been selling and scaling which have a break-even ROAS of like 1.25, 1.33, which means that we can afford to scale a hell of a lot more and, you know, have our adverts sit at 1.7, 1.8 and still have a 30 to 25% profit margin. For those who are wondering how to work out your break-even ROAS, basically just take your selling price of the product, okay, and divide that by your net profit, and that's going to give you your break-even ROAS. And as I've mentioned, the lower that number is, then of course the better. On the topic of Facebook ads, is CBOs going to become mandatory this year? who knows? It was supposed to happen in September 2019, and then it got moved to February 2020. I've personally not seen or may have missed, you know, any sort of official output by Facebook to state this. So at the moment in time, no one really knows if or not CBOs are going to become mandatory. My personal testing strategy is a bit of both. Sometimes we test with CBO, but a lot of the time throughout Q4, we were just pretty much testing with ad set budgets. So both pretty much work. But what I would say to you guys is learn how to test with CBOs just in case it does become mandatory this year. Now, Facebook are pushing towards more open, bigger budgets, more consolidation, you know, open targeting, using CBOs, using dynamic creatives, and you know, those kind of things for your adverts. And it very much pushes the emphasis on the creative, okay, rather than interest selection and those kind of things. So again, like I mentioned at the start of this video, you have to be a hell of a lot more creative this year than you ever have been in the previous years in order to have success on Facebook ads. Now, final point, I reckon that custom landing pages will be very big and very key this year to helping your store increase your conversion rate, okay, and help it look less dropshippy. Now, there are some apps out there that do just integrate into Shopify. Gem Pages is one that I'm currently testing out. There's Zipify, there's Shogun. There's a few of the ones that are out there that you can use. Basically, what they do is they get rid of all of the distractions on your page and help it make it look, you know, more like a funnel. And like I mentioned, they can increase your conversion rate. So that is all you generally need to know to have success dropshipping in 2020, okay? I am putting together a free PDF that I will be putting out across my socials soon. So if you're not following me on Instagram, hit me up. If you are not following me on Facebook, or you're not inside the free Facebook mastermind group, make sure you jump inside of there. And as soon as that's live, I'll be letting you guys know. What I want everyone to do, if you're watching this video, is comment down below what your goal for 2020 is, okay? When you write things down, okay, you become more accountable, and you can watch this video in, you know, 12 months time to see if you achieved what you actually set out to do. So comment down below what your goal is, or of course, you know, what are some of the trends that you think are going to be big in 2020. Comment down below and let me know. If you did get some value from this video, then make sure of course you drop a like on this video, and if you aren't subscribed, then make sure of course you smash that subscribe button and drop a notification bell on so that you stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Now, if you do want to learn more from me personally, then make sure you check out my Ecom 2.0 course. That is the course that those two students at the start of this video are on the inside. And if you do come from YouTube, then you can get a $100 discount. All you gotta do is just use the code YouTube100 at the checkout, and that will be automatically applied. So that is it. I hope you all smash 2020. Take care, and I'll see you later.